Oscar Piastri was born on April 6, 2001, in Melbourne, Australia, into a supportive and close-knit family. His father, Chris Piastri, played a key role in nurturing Oscar's passion for motorsport. Chris ran a successful automotive software company, which may have exposed Oscar to the technical side of racing at an early age. The family atmosphere was filled with encouragement for Oscar's growing interest in cars and speed, with his father serving as a central figure in managing and facilitating his early karting career. Oscar's introduction to motorsport came through remote-controlled cars, which he raced competitively before transitioning into karting around the age of 10. His father, recognizing Oscar's potential, provided the support needed for him to pursue karting seriously. The family would often travel for races, initially within Australia's karting circuit, which was highly competitive and a breeding ground for future motorsport talents. The Australian karting scene was instrumental in shaping Oscar's early racing skills, offering him the chance to compete against some of the best young drivers in the country. From a young age, Oscar showed a remarkable ability to adapt and learn, winning races and catching the attention of sponsors and racing teams. His success in Australian karting led him to Europe, where the competition was even fiercer, but it also offered him a chance to further develop his skills and refine his racecraft on a global stage. The journey from Melbourne to the world stage of motorsport wasn't easy. Oscar's family made significant sacrifices to ensure he could pursue his racing dreams. His father took on the role of managing his son's early career, which involved coordinating travel, securing sponsorships, and making critical decisions about Oscar's racing future. This unwavering support from his parents enabled Oscar to focus on honing his talent without the financial and logistical burdens that often derail young drivers' careers. Recognizing that Europe was the heart of motorsport, Oscar's family made the difficult decision to send him overseas, where he would compete in the highly competitive European karting circuit. This move was essential for Oscar's development, as it exposed him to more advanced competition and gave him the opportunity to race against some of the world's best young drivers. His impressive performances in European karting, combined with his family's continued support, set the stage for his transition to single-seater racing and, eventually, his path to Formula One. In summary, Oscar Piastri's early life in Melbourne and his family's influence were crucial to his development as a racing driver. His father's support, both emotional and practical, allowed Oscar to pursue his passion for motorsport, while his early exposure to karting in Australia gave him the foundation to excel when he later moved to Europe. This solid start paved the way for his meteoric rise through the junior formulas, ultimately leading to his position in Formula One with McLaren. Oscar Piastri's journey into motorsport began at a young age, and karting was his first serious step into racing. His early interest in remote-controlled cars hinted at his technical understanding and control, but it was karting that allowed his raw racing talent to shine. Around the age of 10, Piastri transitioned from playing with remote-controlled cars to go-kart racing, and his natural ability was quickly apparent. In Australia, Piastri faced fierce competition, yet his performances in local and national karting events consistently put him at the top of his class. His speed, racecraft, and ability to learn from mistakes stood out early. It wasn't just his raw pace that impressed, it was his maturity on the track, managing pressure well beyond his years. He demonstrated an instinct for racing lines and overtaking that was uncharacteristic of most young drivers. Racing in Australia's highly competitive karting scene honed his skills, preparing him for even greater challenges abroad. One key moment in his early karting career that signified his burgeoning talent was his victory in the Rotax Pro Tour in Australia. This victory and others like it put him on the map, drawing attention from sponsors and teams that could help him take the next step. It was this combination of success and potential that led his family to make the bold decision to send him to Europe, where the karting scene is considered the proving ground for future Formula One drivers. Once in Europe, Piastri competed against some of the best young karters in the world, further sharpening his skills. The competition was on another level, but Piastri adapted quickly. His time in Europe saw him develop the tactical side of his racing. He learned how to battle wheel-to-wheel with top-level drivers and deal with the complexities of longer, more demanding race weekends. Despite the tough competition, Piastri continued to stand out, particularly during his time in the highly competitive European and World Karting Championships. His progression in European karting was steady but impressive, showcasing the traits that would later define his career: consistency, adaptability, and a calm demeanor under pressure. He gained valuable experience and exposure, competing against future Formula One talents like Lando Norris and Max Verstappen, drivers who had already started making their mark on the international stage. Competing with such high-caliber drivers pushed Piastri to refine his racecraft even further and prepared him for the leap to single-seaters, where his karting experience proved invaluable. Managing the competitive world of junior karting, both in Australia and internationally, required not only talent but also mental toughness. Piastri was known for his resilience, staying focused on his long-term goals despite the inevitable setbacks that come with racing at such a high level. His calm and calculated approach, even in the face of intense pressure, allowed him to rise through the ranks, leaving a lasting impression on teams and sponsors. This would ultimately open doors for him to transition into Formula Renault and later into the top tiers of motorsport. Oscar Piastri's transition from karting to single-seaters began in 2016, when he moved to the fiercely competitive world of Formula 4. However, it was his time in Formula Renault that truly marked the beginning of his rise through the motorsport ranks. After gaining valuable experience in F4, Piastri joined the Formula Renault Eurocup in 2018, where he began racing with Ardent Motorsport. This series was renowned for producing future Formula One talents, and Piastri's time in it was crucial for his development. Formula Renault was Piastri's first real taste of single-seaters at a high level, and the series provided a challenging but crucial step up from karting. The cars were faster, the competition tougher, and the circuits more demanding, often featuring iconic Formula One tracks like Monza and Spa-Francorchamps. Here, Piastri's technical understanding grew significantly. He learned how to manage tire degradation, adjust to varying track conditions, and work closely with engineers to fine-tune his car setups. This deeper technical involvement prepared him for the complexities of higher-level motorsport, where precision and feedback are key to extracting performance. Piastri's time in Formula Renault was initially marked by steady progress. In his debut season in 2018, he finished 8th in the championship, showing flashes of brilliance but also needing to adapt to the increased demands of single-seater racing. However, this experience laid the foundation for what would come in 2019, when he moved to RSGP, one of the top teams in the series. This change proved to be a pivotal moment in Piastri's career. In 2019, with RSGP, Piastri took a major leap forward. He adapted quickly to the team's infrastructure and more competitive machinery, allowing him to consistently fight at the front of the grid. His ability to handle pressure, make smart overtakes, and deliver results in a tight championship battle became apparent. He won 6 races and secured 7 pole positions throughout the season, which were key to his dominant campaign. A major factor in his success was his consistency. While others faltered, Piastri was able to remain focused and deliver high-level performances week after week. One of the defining moments of his 2019 season came during the penultimate round in Hockenheim, where Piastri's maturity and tactical racing shone. A crucial win there placed him in a commanding position heading into the final races. By the end of the season, he secured the 2019 Formula Renault Eurocup title, defeating tough competition like Victor Martins and Caio Collet. This victory not only underscored his natural talent, but also solidified his reputation as one of the brightest prospects in junior motorsport. The experience Piastri gained in Formula Renault prepared him for the next steps in his career by refining his racecraft, improving his ability to manage races strategically, and developing the mental toughness needed for the pressures of professional racing. Winning the Eurocup was his springboard to higher levels of competition, ultimately leading to his move to Formula 3 in 2020, where he would continue his rise to the top of the motorsport ladder. Oscar Piastri's 2020 season in FIA Formula 3 was nothing short of remarkable, as he won the championship in his rookie year. Racing for Prema Racing, one of the top teams in the series, Piastri faced fierce competition from drivers like Theo Pourchaire and Logan Sargent. His ability to deliver consistent results, manage pressure, and adapt his strategies throughout the season made the difference in one of the most tightly contested F3 championships in recent memory. Piastri started the season with a victory in the opening race at the Red Bull Ring in Austria, immediately establishing himself as a title contender. His calm and calculated driving in this race set the tone for his season, showcasing his ability to control races and make critical overtakes when necessary. He followed this strong start with another podium in the second race of the weekend, proving his consistency early on. Piastri's ability to maintain composure during high-pressure moments became a hallmark of his season, especially in such a competitive field. One of the crucial races of the season came at the Hungaroring, where Piastri secured a second-place finish, extending his lead in the championship. Despite not always starting at the front, Piastri's strategic approach to races allowed him to capitalize on other drivers' mistakes and consistently finish in the points. His ability to navigate the chaos of the reverse grid format, which often mixed up the field, was key to staying in the title hunt. As the championship progressed, his main rivals, Sargent and Pourchaire, began to mount serious challenges, especially in the later rounds. Piastri, however, demonstrated incredible mental toughness, particularly in the final race at Mugello, Italy. Coming into the weekend, Piastri held a narrow lead over Sargent, and both drivers were under immense pressure. In the first race, Piastri finished third, but Sargent crashed out, giving Piastri the advantage heading into the final race. With the title on the line, Piastri showed maturity beyond his years by staying out of trouble and doing what was needed to secure the championship, finishing seventh and claiming the title by just 3 points. Throughout the season, Piastri's racecraft was exemplary. He knew when to push aggressively and when to focus on points accumulation. His ability to manage tire wear and extract performance from the car even when conditions were not ideal allowed him to stay competitive in every race. His strategic mind and clear thinking under pressure were crucial factors in his success, especially in a season where mistakes by others opened the door for him to consistently finish at the front. Winning the FIA Formula 3 championship in his rookie season reflected Piastri's talent for performing under pressure, a trait that would become even more important as he progressed in his career. It also showcased his ability to adapt quickly to new environments and competition, reinforcing his reputation as one of the brightest young drivers in motorsport. This victory opened the door for his move to Formula 2 in 2021, where he would go on to continue his meteoric rise. Oscar Piastri's 2021 season in Formula 2 with Prema Racing was nothing short of extraordinary. Coming off his championship-winning season in Formula 3, expectations were high, but Piastri exceeded them in dominant fashion, clinching the Formula 2 title in his rookie year. His 6 wins, 5 pole positions, and unmatched consistency across the season solidified his status as a future Formula 1 star. Piastri's success in Formula 2 wasn't just about raw speed, it was a demonstration of his ability to adapt quickly to the complexities of a higher level of racing. Formula 2, with its longer races, tire management challenges, and unpredictable variables, often proves to be a steep learning curve for young drivers. However, Piastri mastered these challenges with remarkable poise and intelligence, proving that he wasn't just fast, but also a strategic thinker on the track. The season began with a podium finish in the feature race at Bahrain, where Piastri finished second, setting the tone for his campaign. His first victory came in the Sprint Race 2 at Barcelona, a track known for its difficulty in overtaking. Piastri's ability to control races and make decisive overtakes became evident as the season progressed. He followed this with another key victory in the feature race at Monza, a high-pressure environment where drivers are pushed to their limits due to the track's high speeds and narrow margins for error. One of the defining aspects of Piastri's season was his dominance in qualifying. Securing 5 pole positions over the course of the season, he consistently placed himself in the best position for feature races. This level of qualifying performance highlighted his technical understanding of how to extract maximum performance from the car in high-pressure situations. His pole at Silverstone, one of the most iconic and challenging circuits on the calendar, was particularly significant and showcased his growing maturity as a driver. Piastri's consistency was also a key factor in his championship run. While rivals like Guan Yu Zhou and Robert Schwartzman had moments of brilliance, Piastri rarely faltered. He finished in the points in almost every race, maximizing his opportunities and often outsmarting his competitors in terms of strategy. His ability to manage tires and maintain pace in the latter stages of races proved to be a critical advantage, allowing him to convert pole positions into wins and podiums throughout the season. One of the pivotal moments came during the Jeddah Grand Prix, where Piastri secured another victory, solidifying his championship lead. His controlled performance in the chaotic streets of Jeddah, combined with his unflappable demeanor under pressure, ensured that he could fend off any late challenges from his rivals. By the time the season concluded in Abu Dhabi, Piastri had built an insurmountable lead and clinched the championship with races to spare. His 6 victories during the season, at circuits ranging from Monza to Yas Marina, demonstrated his versatility across different types of tracks. Whether it was managing tire wear in high-degradation races or navigating the tight confines of street circuits, Piastri proved that he could handle any challenge thrown at him. Winning the Formula 2 championship as a rookie placed Piastri in elite company, alongside drivers like Charles Leclerc and George Russell, who also won the championship in their first year. It reinforced his reputation as one of the most promising young talents in motorsport, leading to widespread anticipation of his future in Formula One. However, despite his dominance, Formula One opportunities for 2022 were limited. Piastri took on the role of reserve driver for Alpine, but his back-to-back championships in Formula 3 and Formula 2 ensured that his name remained at the forefront of the F1 paddock's attention. His rookie success in F2, marked by speed, intelligence, and resilience, has left no doubt that Piastri is destined for greatness in the world of motorsport. Oscar Piastri's 2022 season as a reserve driver for Alpine was a pivotal year in his development as he transitioned closer to Formula One. After winning back-to-back championships in Formula 3, 2020, and Formula 2, 2021, Piastri didn't secure a full-time race seat due to limited opportunities in F1. However, Alpine's reserve role provided him with valuable preparation and exposure, giving him a behind-the-scenes education in the intricacies of Formula One. As Alpine's reserve driver, Piastri played a significant role in simulator work, which is essential for modern Formula One teams. He spent countless hours in the simulator, helping Alpine fine-tune setups and car development. This allowed him to gain a deep understanding of how an F1 car operates, particularly regarding how subtle changes in setup can affect the car's balance and performance. His feedback in the simulator was not only important for the team's race weekend preparations, but also gave him a chance to refine his technical knowledge and improve his feel for the car, even without regular seat time on track. Although he wasn't racing, Piastri traveled with Alpine to nearly every race, immersing himself in the team's day-to-day operations. He attended engineering briefings, strategy meetings, and debriefs after every session, learning how a Formula One team operates at the highest level. This behind-the-scenes exposure was crucial for Piastri's understanding of how to communicate with engineers, manage race strategies, and prepare for race weekends. Being embedded within the team also gave him a first-hand view of the intense pressures that drivers face during a Grand Prix weekend. As part of his reserve role, Piastri also took part in several private testing sessions, where he drove previous-generation Formula One cars. These tests, though not race weekends, gave Piastri the opportunity to feel the power and complexity of a Formula One car. It was in these sessions that he could put his theoretical knowledge from the simulator into practice, learning how to manage the physical and technical demands of the car. This was key in bridging the gap between his time in Formula 2 and his eventual step into Formula 1. The reserve driver role allowed Piastri to focus on his physical conditioning, an area that is crucial in Formula 1. With the increased demands of Formula One cars, which are more physically taxing than Formula 2 machines, Piastri used 2022 to train and prepare his body for the rigors of F1. He also focused on the mental aspects of racing, honing his ability to remain calm and focused in high-pressure situations. Although he wasn't racing, the intensity of a Formula One season, combined with Alpine's competitive environment, helped him mature as a driver. While working with Alpine, Piastri was able to deepen his understanding of race strategy and decision-making processes. He learned how teams handle tire strategies, fuel loads, and adapt to changing conditions during a race. This understanding will be invaluable when he steps into a full-time F1 seat, as races are often won or lost on strategic calls. Additionally, he gained insight into the political and managerial side of Formula One, learning how teams operate within the larger F1 ecosystem, from sponsors to media responsibilities. The year also saw the emergence of a dramatic turn in Piastri's career, as Alpine initially announced him as their 2023 race driver before he publicly stated that he would not be driving for them, due to signing a contract with McLaren. This contractual dispute became one of the biggest off-track stories of 2022, and although it was a challenging moment for Piastri, it underscored his determination to secure the best possible future for himself in Formula One. His handling of the situation demonstrated a level of maturity beyond his years, staying composed throughout the controversy. In conclusion, Oscar Piastri's year as Alpine's reserve driver in 2022 was a crucial step in preparing him for the challenges of Formula One. His behind-the-scenes work, from simulator sessions to trackside involvement and test drives, deepened his technical understanding and gave him invaluable experience in the world of F1. Although he did not race that year, his strategic and technical growth, along with his intense preparation, set the foundation for a successful transition to McLaren and full-time racing in Formula One. The contract dispute between Alpine and McLaren in 2022 was one of the most dramatic off-track stories in Formula One, revolving around Oscar Piastri's future. It highlighted not only his ambition to secure the best possible race seat but also the complexities behind the scenes in modern Formula One contracts. The situation began when Alpine announced in August 2022 that Piastri would drive for them in 2023, replacing Fernando Alonso, who was leaving for Aston Martin. However, shortly after Alpine's public statement, Piastri made a surprising social media post stating that he had not signed a contract with Alpine for 2023 and would not be driving for them. This led to a legal dispute, as Piastri had already signed a contract with McLaren earlier that year, effectively securing a seat for 2023 and replacing Daniel Ricciardo. At the heart of the dispute was the fact that Alpine had not solidified their plans for Piastri in a timely manner. Despite grooming him through their academy and investing in his development, Alpine failed to guarantee Piastri a race seat for 2023 early enough, leaving his future uncertain. Piastri had been Alpine's reserve driver for the 2022 season, but with no clear pathway to the main team due to Alonso's presence, he began looking at other opportunities. Meanwhile, McLaren approached Piastri with an offer for a 2023 race seat, a concrete opportunity to immediately join a competitive team. Given McLaren's long-standing reputation and Piastri's desire to start racing as soon as possible, he signed with them before Alpine officially made their intentions clear. For Piastri, McLaren represented a clear opportunity for growth and competitiveness, something that Alpine could not guarantee at that moment. This move reflected his drive to secure a seat that would allow him to race at the front of the grid, rather than waiting for a potential spot to open up at Alpine. Alpine claimed that Piastri was contractually obligated to drive for them, but the Contract Recognition Board, CRB, was called in to settle the dispute. After reviewing the contracts, the CRB ruled in favor of Piastri and McLaren, stating that Alpine had no valid contract for the 2023 season with Piastri. This ruling officially allowed Piastri to join McLaren, resolving the legal dispute. This entire episode brought to light the sometimes precarious nature of contracts in Formula One. Despite Alpine's significant investment in Piastri, they failed to secure his future properly, allowing McLaren to swoop in with a more attractive and immediate offer. While the situation created significant controversy, it ultimately worked out in Piastri's favor. Securing a seat with McLaren, a team with a stronger historical track record, was a major coup for him. The dispute also demonstrated Piastri's willingness to make bold decisions and prioritize his career progression, even at the cost of leaving the team that had supported him through his junior career. His decision to join McLaren reflected his ambition to compete at the highest level and his belief that McLaren would provide him with a better platform for success in Formula One. Additionally, the controversy around the contract dispute placed Piastri in the media spotlight long before his debut. While this could have created additional pressure, it also allowed him to assert his independence and determination, showing that he would not be content to wait on the sidelines. This episode revealed Piastri's determination and strategic thinking. Rather than remaining loyal to Alpine, which had groomed him through their academy, Piastri made the tough decision to prioritize his racing career by securing a guaranteed race seat with McLaren. It showed his willingness to take control of his destiny, ensuring that he would have the opportunity to race at the highest level as soon as possible. Ultimately, the contract drama became a defining moment in Piastri's early career, showcasing his ambition, resolve, and ability to navigate the political and contractual intricacies of Formula One, a crucial skill for success in the sport. By aligning himself with McLaren, Piastri positioned himself for a promising future in Formula One, highlighting his focus on long-term success. Oscar Piastri's debut season with McLaren in 2023 was one of the most highly anticipated in recent Formula One history. After the contract drama with Alpine, all eyes were on him to see how he would handle the immense pressure of stepping into Formula One with one of the sport's most storied teams. Throughout the season, Piastri demonstrated maturity, skill, and resilience well beyond his years, navigating the challenges of a rookie season while competing against a highly competitive teammate in Lando Norris. Piastri's season began with McLaren struggling for performance, particularly in the early rounds. The car was not competitive enough to fight for podiums or even consistent points finishes, which placed significant pressure on both drivers. Despite these challenges, Piastri quickly adapted to the demands of Formula One, learning how to manage the complexities of race strategy, tire management, and the nuances of different circuits. His calm and methodical approach allowed him to gradually improve as the season progressed, avoiding major mistakes that can often derail rookie campaigns. As McLaren improved their car in the second half of the season, Piastri's performances became even more impressive. One of his standout moments came at the Japanese Grand Prix, where he secured his first-ever podium finish in Formula One, finishing third behind Max Verstappen and teammate Lando Norris. This result was a testament to Piastri's growing confidence and skill, as he delivered a flawless performance at a challenging circuit like Suzuka. His ability to handle the pressure of a tight midfield battle and bring the car home in third showed that he had the composure needed to compete at the highest level. This podium also marked McLaren's resurgence in 2023, with both Piastri and Norris regularly fighting at the sharp end of the grid in the latter part of the season. In addition to his podium in Japan, Piastri's rookie season featured several other standout performances. His sprint race win in Qatar was a major highlight, as he managed the conditions superbly to claim his first victory in Formula One, albeit in a sprint format. This victory, combined with his points finishes and competitive pace relative to Norris, demonstrated that Piastri was not just there to learn but to challenge and compete. He consistently held his own against Norris, often qualifying close to or ahead of his teammate, who was regarded as one of the fastest drivers on the grid. Throughout his debut season, Piastri handled the pressure with remarkable poise. Despite the high expectations placed on him after his junior career and the contract saga with Alpine, he never appeared overwhelmed or out of his depth. Instead, he approached each race weekend with focus and determination, gradually building his confidence as he adapted to the demands of Formula One. His technical feedback and ability to work closely with the McLaren engineers also earned him praise, as he played a significant role in the team's mid-season development surge. In conclusion, Oscar Piastri's rookie season in 2023 was marked by maturity, consistency, and flashes of brilliance. His podium in Japan and sprint victory in Qatar were the crowning achievements of a year that firmly established him as one of Formula One's brightest young talents. Piastri's ability to handle the pressure of a debut season with McLaren, along with his performances on track, suggests that he has the potential to become a future championship contender. Oscar Piastri's driving style and racecraft are characterized by his calmness under pressure, precision, and a highly strategic approach to managing various aspects of the race. such as tire wear and overtaking opportunities. These traits have been evident from his time in the junior categories, and they have only become more refined during his transition to Formula One with McLaren. One of the standout aspects of Piastri's driving is his calm demeanor in high-pressure situations. Whether it's a tight battle for position or navigating the chaos of a first-lap incident, Piastri remains composed and focused. This ability to stay cool allows him to think clearly and make calculated decisions, such as when to attack aggressively or conserve his position. His performances in the Japanese Grand Prix and the sprint race win in Qatar are prime examples of this calmness, where he demonstrated an ability to handle intense competition without succumbing to errors under pressure. This calmness often sets him apart from other rookies, who may overdrive or make mistakes in critical moments. Piastri's tire management is another key element of his driving style. In Formula One, understanding how to manage tires over a race stint is crucial for maintaining competitive pace and race strategy. Piastri has shown an intuitive grasp of this aspect, carefully balancing tire degradation with pushing the car to its limits. His smooth driving style, which involves minimal unnecessary steering input and careful throttle management, helps reduce tire wear, allowing him to extend the life of the tires while maintaining good pace. This skill was honed during his time in Formula 2, where managing the more fragile Pirelli tires was a critical component of race strategy, and he has seamlessly carried that skill over to Formula 1. Piastri's racecraft is defined by his intelligence and ability to make decisive moves when needed. He is patient, often biding his time and waiting for the right opportunity to strike, rather than forcing overtakes in risky situations. His overtakes are often clean and calculated, showing his understanding of track positioning and his ability to read his competitors' weaknesses. He knows when to push hard and when to conserve, an attribute that became more evident as the 2023 season progressed and he gained more experience in wheel-to-wheel racing against the sport's elite. His technical feedback and understanding of car setup also contribute significantly to his driving style. Piastri's ability to work closely with his engineers to fine-tune the car's handling ensures that he gets the most out of the machinery available to him. This deep understanding of the car's dynamics allows him to adjust his driving to extract performance without overextending the car, which was crucial in his consistent performances throughout his rookie season with McLaren. In conclusion, Oscar Piastri's driving style is a blend of precision, patience, and technical intelligence. His calmness under pressure, refined tire management, and thoughtful racecraft have enabled him to perform well beyond his years, even in the competitive environment of Formula One. As he continues to grow in the sport, these foundational skills will be pivotal in shaping his future success. Oscar Piastri's rapid rise through the junior ranks and his impressive rookie season in Formula One with McLaren have positioned him as one of the most exciting talents in the sport's future. His journey from karting to Formula One has been marked by consistent excellence, winning the Formula 3 and Formula 2 championships in back-to-back seasons, which showcased his ability to adapt quickly and thrive under pressure. These accomplishments alone have set him apart as a driver who can deliver results when given the right tools. His rookie season in 2023 with McLaren reinforced this potential as Piastri displayed maturity, skill, and resilience well beyond what is typically expected of a first-year driver. The standout performances, such as his podium finish in Japan and his sprint win in Qatar, proved that he can compete with some of the best drivers in Formula One, particularly in high-stakes moments. His racecraft, calm demeanor under pressure, and technical understanding suggest that he has the qualities needed to develop into a championship contender. Looking ahead, Piastri's future success in Formula One will heavily depend on McLaren's ability to provide him with a competitive car. McLaren has shown a resurgence in 2023, particularly in the second half of the season, indicating that the team is on an upward trajectory. Under the leadership of CEO Zak Brown and team principal Andrea Stella, McLaren has focused on a long-term strategy of returning to the front of the grid. Piastri will be integral to that journey. McLaren's ongoing developments and investments in infrastructure, such as their new wind tunnel, are aimed at elevating their competitiveness, and if these efforts bear fruit, Piastri could find himself fighting for race wins and potentially championships within the next few seasons. The partnership between Piastri and Lando Norris also plays a key role in shaping McLaren's future. As both drivers push each other to perform at their best, the competition within the team can drive McLaren's overall performance forward. Piastri has already shown that he can hold his own against Norris, and this internal rivalry will likely benefit both drivers as they aim to elevate the team's standing in Formula One. McLaren's ability to deliver a championship contending car will be critical for Piastri's ambitions. If the team continues its upward trend and can consistently challenge the likes of Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari, Piastri has all the tools to capitalize on those opportunities. His ability to learn quickly, coupled with his calm and measured approach, suggests that once McLaren gives him a competitive package, he will be ready to seize the moment and potentially fight for the world title. In the coming years, as McLaren continues to rebuild and Piastri gains more experience, the Australian could emerge as one of the leading drivers of his generation. His rookie season has proven that he is ready for the top level of competition, and with the right car and team behind him, Piastri's future in Formula One looks incredibly bright.